Hello, I'm Arnold Pistorius, and today I wanted to share with you one of the techniques I use to create the chest hole inside of this Lego minifigure without having to burn your dude to death. Haha, burn to death. Don't think they can die. Alright, what are you going to need? Well, you're going to need some green plasticine, or blue, red, any color that isn't in your image that you're using, as long as it's unique, things will work and you'll be able to key it. First step is to create a new comp, drag your footage in there, and we're going to be using key light. I'm assuming you kind of know what you're doing. I mean, you could always go to Andrew Kramer's website and get some tips there. That dude's awesome. Alright, key it out. I'm going to make the screen gain to about 1.5, pre-blur 1, going to screen matte, clip black 10 and 90 for clip white. The clip black and clip white, the less you do there, the better the result is. As you can see, this image isn't perfect. I'm going to make that hard color. If we go to the screen matte, you can see there's still some gray bits which are going to be transparent. How to combat that? We're going to duplicate this, delete that, and hit G to draw a mask around the bullet wound. It's not so much the bullet wound we're worried about, it's the hands, the yellow bits. So we're gonna go from add, hit M, go back, change that to subtract, hit F, feather 25. So once we feathered that out, we're gonna hit M again, add a keyframe for the mask. Just make sure, the only thing you want to keep out of this is the yellow bits. So you don't want any yellow bits. That's it. That's great. Alright, once we've done that, we're gonna grab both pieces, hit Command-Shift-C, which is create a nested composition, call this Duke Ready. We're going to export this as a lossless. Then we're going to come back, create a fill, and make it white. Sorry, my color wheel's there. Make it white. So you've got a matte, export that, and then we're going straight into Cinema 4D. In Cinema 4D, we're going to want to bring those textures that we created in. So double click down here, double click the texture, select color, click there, and we bring in that AVI. No, turn off specular, grab the alpha, which is our matte we created. And that punches a hole in there. Okay, under editor, we can do this now. Turn on animation preview. This will help us for the animation later. Okay, next create a plane, make it 1, 1, minus Z, bring this down, and we're going to hit C, C, to make it editable. At the bottom, make the size 1280 by 720, or whatever your aspect ratio is. Drop that on there. Okay, that's cool. Create a camera. Go inside the camera. Zero out any rotation you've got. And then hold down Alt so you can line this up. And then you just use the mouse wheel, zoom in, and line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect, because if your object is slightly bigger, that's better, because you can just reduce the size. It helps. Right click on the camera, go to Cinema 4D tags, and create a protection tag. This way we can't accidentally move our camera once it's in position. Alright, let's create it. So if we want to go to front view, go to view, camera, change front to back, and change your display to quick shading so you can actually see the image now. Next, we'll be creating a polygon. And we're going to make this -C as well. And hit C. Hit T to shrink it. Alright, E is your selection tool. Grab the point. Alright. Okay, if you're I'm gonna go filter, just turn off the axes. We don't need to see those. If you feel your texture is too low res, it's being very square, go back down to the editor and change this to like 512, and you've got a clearer image to work with. Alright, so what we're going to do is just, extend out, grab the line tool, and start pulling. I'll hold down Control, and I'm just going to pull. And you want to remain on the same point that you started from. So when you close your hole, it will actually create a loop, and things will just be a lot smoother. Easier to model with later. Who knows? Alright, that's it. Oh. Next, you're going to want to grab these 4 points, right click, and say bridge. You go bam, and bam. Optimize. Alright. Then we're going to want to select all the polygons, right click, and extrude. You might want to come to your perspective view for this, and we're just going to go whoosh. Okay, what just happened there? This normal is facing the wrong way, or I should say, yeah. So what we'll do is hit Control Z. There's the rogue normal. Right click and just say reverse normal, and then reselect all the polys by hitting Control A and pull them out. Make sure create caps is selected, so there you go. That's it. That is your hole. To make it more rounded, we're going to drop it in a HyperNerbs, create a new texture, go to color, choose screen color, make it yellow, orange, because it hasn't been color corrected, so the light is affecting the color. Oh, didn't change. Choose. Yep. Okay. You can keep specular on. Drop that on the polygon. If you have Action Essentials 2, you can also go into their texture section under burn marks. Grab one of those scorch marks, drop it into your material. There's your selection. Double click it. From color, actually click on the box, hold and drag it to the alpha and drop it in there. Select it. Turn off the color one. Sorry, go clear, and then change the color to whatever color you want. We can add a bit of bump mapping to this by clicking on this little arrow here. Go down to noise. I can leave it as is, maybe bring it down a bit. Drop that onto the polygon. And now it's on UVW mapping. We don't want that because it's going to tile it, and it's just going to look ugly. So if we right click here and say fit to region, and we drag that, it's going to do a frontal projection, which is going to look quite cool. If I turn off the plane and hit render, yeah, see, we got these awesome burn marks now. It just looks gritty. Okay. I could probably shrink this a bit now. There we go. Let's filter, bring back our axes. Okay. What's next? Well, we need to animate this, and since we turned the animation texture on, it will now play. Go down here, make this whatever your frame rate is, or your frames, the amount of stills you have. Okay. All we want is the rotation for this. We do not want anything else. It's not necessary because we're going to use Mocha to track the rest of it. So let's do that now. So we get R for rotation. I'm going to rotate it a tiny bit. You can move it around for now to line up the perspective. It will peel through, but you know, it's okay because we're going to fix that. All right. Okay, once that's done, select the polygon or your object, go down to chord. I've done the hypernerves. Alright, well, either way, select where you've added your keyframes. Then individually select the position, X, Y, and Z. If you hold down Shift, you just click it like that, right click, animation, delete track. Do the same for the scale, delete. And then if we turn off the plane, it will now just do, yeah, that's it. That's all we want. Okay, once that's done, go to Output, Manual, say all frames. So it's going to do from 0 to 20. You may want to use physical render if you're on R13. You can use standard. I don't think it'll make a big difference. And then under Save, select your destination and make sure alpha channel is selected. You can also add some lights to sort of get the correct lighting from your scene if you want to. Next, we're going to go back into After Effects, grab that image. By default, it's going to come through as 30 frames a second, so we just need to go to Interpret Footage, select 24, click OK. Drop that in. That doesn't need to be there yet. Okay, so there it is. There's this burn mark. Rah. Looking gross. Okay, line it up. We're going to go into Mocha. Grab the B-spline tool or the X-spline. Draw around your mark, hit track forward, copy the shape data, which I think hopefully I still got, create a new null object, hit Command V, and there are the keyframes. Turn off anchor point because otherwise it won't work. Parent your CG hole to the anchor point, the null object, sorry. Getting confused. Alright, and there we go. So we need to do some minor adjustments now. Hit P, grab that. And there you go. You could probably add some motion blur to that. If you want it to really be pernickety, we can adjust the scale as well. Just lock that. So everything kind of matches up. I mean, you could really go to town with this. Spend a couple of hours on it if you want. But yeah, that is how you do it. I suppose because they'd be hollow inside, you could probably you know, model the middle bit and make it more hollow. Yeah. So there you go. That is how you create a hole in the chest. Yeah. Thanks for watching this first episode, and I hope to create more faster and better. Thanks. Bye.